Namaste. Welcome and greetings. I am Magick La Croix. It's gonna stop a virus. No. This
Got y'all listening now. Some witchcraft for that ass. Too late to turn away. Abracadabra and all that good shit. Yo. Hocus pocus, got you focused on my rhyme. Simply easy, now I'm eating couch potatoes, I recline. No, I'm joking as I'm toking power puffs and Pokeos. Till my town and villa filled with ganja smoke, you know the dope. Coming out my pipes, talking about the bones in my throat. With the mic, I'm casting curses every night, you know the scope. Got my spells handy. You may call it the phone, but when I'm done reciting, you'll give me the keys to the throne. Then I take my keys to go home. Didn't say I was done. While rush to end it all, it feels amazing to have won. I'm not planning to ball, but why not take the chance to stunt? No, I don't need it all. Can think the thing I don't want. Do I worship the sun? Or sold my soul for the tongue? Or death since I was young? Or got some voodoo done?
Namaste, namastizzle. Peace and blessings, greetings, shalom. What's up, people? How y'all doing? Hey, what's up, Cosmic Chaos? First one here. Greetings. How are you, ma'am? What's going on? Today is January 13th, 2026. Already halfway through the month. Cloudy day. Cloudy and just kind of gloomy and cold. What's up, Justin? I'm assuming that's what that says. Nikki Love, hey, how are you? Good to see you always. Good to see y'all. Hope y'all had a great weekend. I know I'm a football fan, even though I know it's scripted. But so our season is over with, the Eagles. So yeah. So that's how my weekend went. But no, we had other stuff going on. But anyway, kind of cold, kind of chilly. It is currently, let's see, 59 degrees. After last week, it was in the 80s. I think the weather's trying to break. Winter really doesn't happen for us until about end of January and February, you know. Would like Roz Hayes to tell everyone how he, out of all people, have Bobby H. Cash App. Nobody's asking this fool. Bobby Hemmett's Cash App? I'm not understanding. Rod Hayes, I'm not even sure what you call Rod Hayes. He's just like a lecturer. You know, no disrespect to him, but I'm not sure if he's like a teacher or I'm not sure what to call him. But he has Bobby. Okay, I don't think I'm quite comprehending what you're saying here. I would like Rod Hayes, I'm assuming that's Rod Hayes, to tell everyone how he, out of all people, have Bobby Hemmett's Cash App. Nobody is asking this fool. So I'm assuming, I don't like to assume, but I'm assuming that he put out that he has Bobby Hemmett's Cash App. Is that what you're saying? Okay. All right. What's up, Tosh? How is it in the great city of Chicago? It's got to be cold there. If it's cold here, I know it's cold there. Oh, yes. Okay. I hadn't heard that. I really hadn't heard that. I don't think I'm subscribed to Rod Hayes. You know, again, no disrespect to him. I just I kind of am just to myself these days. And my circle is now so small, it's pretty much a dot. It ain't even a circle no more. That's how much I'm avoiding people. I don't want to be connected or associated with the so-called spiritual community or conscious community. I am just Magick La Croix. That's just me. So what's up, Green Eye Crow? Hey, 37. Now I know you freezing. God damn, I know you freezing. You know, what's up, brother? Ultra Instinct. I'm so kind of pissed off, not pissed off, but I am zipping through Game of Thrones, yo. I'm almost finished season 6, going into season 7. So I took a break yesterday and I watched Love Jones, which is, I asked my Facebook friends, I can't name this, the last movie that I remember. Here's programming. This is the topic today. This is how deep the programming goes. I cannot remember how another movie since Love Jones has shown us in a positive light like that, in romantic relationships, into art, into poetry, Renaissance. You know what I'm saying? Articulate, expressive, conscious, since Love Jones. And that came out 1998 or 9. I can't think of a single movie that has portrayed us as such since then. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. Personally, not dealing with 99% of these. Oh, yeah, that's me. That is me. Peace and blessings, Legacy Sigma. How are you, sir? And that's why I'm grateful for your channel. Oh, I appreciate you. I really do. Love Game of Thrones to that last season. Wheels fell off big time, but still worth it. Even the bad episodes are still pretty good. That's how good of a show it is. I agree. If you like Game of Thrones, you'll probably like Vikings. Vikings is a great also, but see, I like stuff like that. I like the medieval times, the medieval stories. They, I honestly think, like Bobby Hemmett said, the mythologies and what they put out about that time period is actually real. Like dragons and giants and magic, all that shit is real. It's all real. I told them fools at my job, Game of Thrones racist, and I don't support shows that shows European and this falsehood historically. Got real quiet. Well, yeah, I mean, we know that. But like when Ani Osaro was here, you're going to have to get over it because that's their playground. That's the way they choose to throw their nonsense to the masses. This is how they program the masses. As a matter of fact, there is a post. I want to get to this video first, but there's a post. Let me see if I can find it real quick. This is how bad the programming has gotten. This is how bad it's gotten. There's a post. Here we go. Racism is rooted in everything. Let's talk about this. It's crazy the things we don't even realize we don't have because of racism. I never even thought about the fact I never saw a black fetus illustrated. And now that I'm saying it, my mind is really blown that I never saw one before now. How crazy is this? How crazy is this, y'all? This is programming. Look at this. Have you ever seen a black fetus? Any of you? You haven't seen any? Peace, brother Bobby. What's going on? Doctor, what's going on? Excuse me. Sorry. Coffee. Evil in a Good Place. I need to get back to Evil. I think I watched the first episode, and that was it. The first episode. Have you ever seen a black fetus in anything? Why does it do that? I don't get it. Did I do something here? Okay. All right. There we go. Serpent Queen is great. Never heard of that one. What are your favorite methods of subconscious programming? Interesting and great question. My favorite methods is meditation. Meditation. Let me see. Of course, I like magic rituals, but as far as programming, I like using dial magic too. All right. I like using dial magic, and I would say I don't know, maybe the Goetia. I'm not sure. That's a good question, though. Subconscious programming. That's a great question. I like dial magic. Real easy. Fetus? Never. Right. Exactly. Never. Never, never, never. However, you can't blame them for what they do. You know, y'all heard that saying, forgive them not, they know not what they do. They know what they're doing, though. There's a difference. All right. So I'm gonna get to this video because the program is so bad on us in our youth. Like I said, this generation is cooked already. I don't believe there's any coming back from it, but the next generation may have hope for it. I'm not sure, but check this video out, y'all. This is how bad programming has gotten.
With lace straws.
Why? That's the question. Why? As a grown man, you shouldn't be sagging. Let me just start there. As a grown man, you should not be sagging. Get pants that fit you. Secondly, leave the lace to the ladies. That is for them. It's been designed for them. It's always been for them. Why? Why? Why?
Here we go. The buffering shit. It's always Facebook. It's never anything else. I don't get it.
Always been for them. Why? 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 Who raised these niggas? Like, bro, this shit is insane to the third power. And then you had the audacity to turn around and then pull the front of your pants up. Why? You've already shown everybody your ass. Why? And then if somebody would approach you and think you swung for the other team, you would feel offended. We got to draw the line somewhere. We have to draw the line somewhere. I'm cool with fashion and all that, but this is just too far. It's not even necessary. It's overkill at this point. How are we supposed to demand the respect if we're walking around looking like this? This doesn't make it. Like, bro, I'm so taken back. I really don't even know what the fuck to say. I can't believe a man left his house with lace drawers on.
Right.
Walked outside, and then you had the audacity to sag. It's one thing if somebody would have caught you with it on. Okay, maybe just a cross-dresser in his spare time. That's a whole different conversation. But you did this on purpose. You wanted people to see this. Jail.
Right.
Jail, or you need your ass beat, because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You are pushing the narrative in a direction that we don't need it to go as men. Nah, we're not doing it. And even if you swing for the other team, it's still indecent exposure. Don't nobody need to see your ass. We don't need to see your ass, bro. We don't. Fuck, man. Some of you niggas really disgust me.
I just had a little argument with this. Why is it doing that? I just had an argument with a dude. I said on a LeBron James post, and he said, I said something like, don't say that, because the bronsexual is going to come after you. This Negro who don't know me came and said, God forbid they say something about MJ. I was like, what are you talking about? And why did you tag me? Do we know each other? And then he said, he had another smart comment. I said, dude, I said, you new Negroes today. Y'all all kinds of soft and feminine and moist. I said, get the last comment, because this is my last reply to you. He laughed emoji at the comment, and then tried to insult me. But like I said, I was done with it. You know what I mean? So the niggas that's coming, these new niggas that's coming up is just moist and fucking feminine. And I ain't gonna say who's to blame, but y'all know who's to blame. But I mean, this is the programming that has happened. This generation of men ain't men. I did a video on this already. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this, they so effeminate. You know what I mean? They act like females, female behavior, like the dude on the video I just showed. Lace draws, really? Really? Lace draws and you sagging? That doesn't deserve a door pause. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It is absolutely insane. I am so glad, like I said before, I stand by that. I am so glad I was in my son's life. Not that I have a bad baby mama, which is my wife. You know, we were divorced for 10 years, but still, I'm so glad I never went anywhere. And my son has thanked me for that, for being in his life. You see what I'm saying? So it's just crazy. Right. These cornballs. Exactly. Lacey. That's a good one. Lacey Larry. Right. He made an interesting point about narrative, the use of one individual's poor decision to overgeneralize about a group of people. Great statement there. Peace, Mooney. How are you? Good to see you. Yes, moist. Just moist and just again, the only thing that I can say, and I shouldn't be saying it, I'm gonna say it anyway. These new niggas is just they simple, silly sissies. Yes, exactly. I knew what he was saying. I did, but I didn't know him for him to be coming in there. And I was like, man, go somewhere. And I actually said that to him. I said, go find something to do, man. You what you replying to me for? I don't know you, So anyway, simple, silly sissies. Just shit. Oh my God, man. This shit is silly these days. It's just really, really silly. It when I had Azazel on I ain't gonna say not too long ago, it's been a couple of years. He said that the mind control on the planet is at its height. Like it's never been mind control like it is now. Okay. Katrina did Katrina come in? But they had a no trouser day on the London Underground. It ain't just the men over here, all right, that they're still trying to feminize. They are still at it. My goodness, man. The programming is just, look at this. Look at this shit here. Y'all see this? No trousers day. Door pause. Thought it was just the internet for a minute, but I'm seeing it all around me. Just sick and stank. Can you imagine what that shit smell like, man? Oh my God. Ugh. NPCs on the loose. That too, Nikki. You're absolutely speaking of Nikki. Nikki, you sent me something too that I wanted to show. Let's see. Christian. Well, we know Tyler Perry is part of them. One of their main puppets. Like Diddy, like R. Kelly, all of them. They're all involved. This is London now. The UK is cooked. Can't say it's just level effery away, right? um, check this out. But like I said, I stopped watching Tyler Perry shit after he made what was the name of that fucked up movie? For Color Girls. After that, I ain't watched shit else is. Fuck him.
That removed my creative by credit, and I had to call a union to have them make you force TPS to put it back on there. So I'm not sad that my show isn't there anymore. After season 5, it won't be there anymore. And I won't have to deal with that shady, corny kind of leadership over there that would dare. Why try to? You got 16, 17 shows. I got one. Let me have credit. My contract says I get credit. Why are you corny trying to steal my credit? Because you can't write like me. Yeah, I wrote the book. And I wrote the show. I wrote the pilot. I created the show. I wrote the first season. It was originally, All the Queen's Men was originally 8 episodes, 8 half-an-hour episodes. And unbeknownst to me, Boss Man went in there and added 10 or 15 minutes to each episode, writing-wise, and then wrote the 10th episode himself. And I wasn't worried right away, even though I should have been a part of that. I should have been allowed to do that because I was the writer's room for season 1. So I wrote the whole season. But as soon as he popped in, and now it's 10 one-hour episodes, and he started writing on it. So then season 2, season 3, he just showed up and said, hey, here's the next 20 episodes, and here's the next 16 after that. I didn't get a chance to contribute. So that's when it got real weird.
A lot of people in the comments are saying the same thing. That's when it really got weird, and then they stopped watching it, you know, because of how weird it had gotten. I can imagine how weird it had gotten. You know what I mean? Yeah, Ultra Instinct, Medea, exactly. Play on words right there. Yes, actually, some of the grimoires that I have in my Islamic magic class work with the Katoms. So yes, to answer your question, yes. Why did I get? Well, that's a good one. Honestly, that and what's the other one? When Kathy Bates was dying. The Family That Prays. I ain't gonna front. That one was good too. But I generally don't fuck with him because he's all in the used pocket. Something about a big 6'4" man playing a woman and got famous from it is cringe to me, and I never really exactly. That's his famous character, and he's never believable as a straight man. He's never believable. Like his character in Why Did I Get Married is not believable at all. Alex Cross, I didn't even try to watch it, but he's not believable in anything else. Which Galatia Spears are your personal favorites to work with? I don't have a personal favorite. I like that entire system and 72 of them. I work with what's needed, especially when it comes to client work. So I don't have a favorite. I like the ones that can show me stuff, that shows me universal secrets. But I don't have a favorite. But it is my favorite system. You know what I mean? It's my favorite system to work with. And before I go any further, if you watched American Horror Story Coven, the way they depicted Papa Legba is another. Papa Legba in the voodoo tradition is a very beloved spirit. Okay. And they butchered it. I think they kind of butchered Marie Laveau too by having Kathy Bates' character kind of win against her. You know what I mean? But again, that is their playground. They're going to make themselves the victors in everything they do. I told you I was watching Justified, and this crackhead white boy beat up this young, built brother. It wasn't believable to me at all. Drug addicts are weak. All right. And I mean physically weak, especially heroin addicts. They don't have use of their faculties. But somehow this dude was this young brother who's fit, in shape, and had all his faculties, got beat up by a grandkid. I ain't believe it. Pissed me off. Do you have an Islamic grimoire or regular books that speaks on them? No, I don't. Sorry. No. I'm sitting here, I'm really thinking, and I don't. That's one of those traditions that they kind of keep this shit secret. Remember I said before, I reached out to them on their website asking for information. They politely but firmly turned me away. Said they don't get their secrets out to foreigners. They was polite about it, but it's firm too. That's the Indo Talisman, I think, website, because I wanted information about something, one of the spirits or something. And they was like, nah, player, you from the United States, we ain't give you shit, basically. But anyway, Denise Alvarado was on the show last year, and she's a longtime friend of mine. I've known Denise since like 2008, and she's an author, she's a teacher, and just a great person all around. A New Orleans voodoo practitioner, a hoodooist, and she's written many books. She is like the ultimate when it comes to New Orleans voodoo, and her books are chock full of information, and she goes into it. Witch queens, voodoo spirits, and hoodoo saints. She goes into it around page 130 when she talks about Legba, okay, in American Horror Story Coven. All right. She's very knowledgeable. She grew up there. And she says the manner in which Papa Legba was depicted in American Horror Story Coven was a hot mess, to put it bluntly. To begin with, his image was fashioned after the voodoo spirit of death, Baron Samedi. In this depiction, he would have more been correctly identified as Metcalfu, also spelled Mount Carrefour instead of Papa Legba. I said the same thing when I first saw it. I was like, that looked like Metcalfu to me. Metcalfu is pretty much Papa Legba's darker half. Okay? That's what they depicted him as. In addition to his depiction as a drugged out pimp, American Horror Story Legba is a sinister spirit who delights in the pain and suffering of others and takes souls before their time. The real Legba does not delight in the suffering of humans, nor does he have dominion over souls. Knowing there were actual New Orleans voodoo practitioners and a cultural consultant on set, the fact that Papa Legba was so incorrectly portrayed is inexcusable. I totally agree with her. On the other hand, Papa Legba is commonly depicted in the voodoo iconography as an old black man who wears a straw hat, smokes a corncob pipe, and sports a crooked cane. He can also take the form of a young child fascinated with toys, or a strong young man who can guide the way, aka Alehua or Ishu. All right. He's associated with keys, not skulls, and is likened to St. Peter of Catholicism. Just as St. Peter holds the keys to the gates of heaven, Papa Legba holds the key to the world of the invisible. He likes rum and coffee, not cocaine. She's absolutely correct. All right. She also came out with an update. The Hoodoo Almanac 2025 is by her and Carolina Dean, another practitioner. This is great if you are looking for information on any of the hoodoo saints and spirits. Okay. It is a good reference point, and just like an encyclopedia on hoodoo lore, so to speak. All right. It is a great book, and she just came out with the 2026 edition. I thought this was going to be it, but she came out the 2026 edition. See how thick it is? It's a cultural survival tool, a yearly guide rooted in hoodoo, conjure, folk magic, indigenous lifeways, banned in prisons, challenged in libraries, and built to endure. This is ancestral technology for people who refuse to forget. Inside, you'll find rituals, spells, divination spreads, and astrological insights alongside historical records and cultural commentary, all grounded in traditions that were never meant to be erased. Check this out. Get on her. I'm going to put the website in the description box. All right, it is worth having. I promise you, it is, especially if you are interested in hoodoo or New Orleans voodoo. Okay, good shit. Ah, Peace D, what's up? How are you? I know that's hard to find. Yeah, it is. Javanese. Javanese, you should have that book. Watching General 5 spinoff of The Boys. Main character is Marie Moreau. Her power is blood magic, setting her up to be the strongest of them all. Huh. Okay. A lot of those oil families are into Islamic magic. That's why they are so powerful. Indeed, Mooney, indeed. Just like the bloodbenders on Avatar The Last Airbender. They learned it in the swamps reminiscent of the bayou. Absolutely. Those were the most powerful benders, if I'm remembering it correctly. I haven't seen it in years, but the bloodbenders can actually control you due to you having blood and shit. Yes, I totally agree. She is a great author. She has a lot of knowledge. Go back last year and look at the interview. Everybody that came to that live loved her and had nothing but good things to say about Denise Alvarado. Okay. I got that one. I remember you said that about asking for Javanese match. I asked them also to clue me in on a couple things. They were like, nope. They would not budge when it came to that. When it comes to protecting their secrets, they are like no foreigners, no outside. It's akin to you going over to Japan and trying to get into a dojo. They're not going to teach you their real secrets. Yet and still, over there in voodoo, Haiti, they are now I've seen it. They are initiating Caucasians into the traditions. Guess we can't keep that to ourselves, huh? Guess not. Oh well. All right. Is the Dragon Rouge Grimoire a guide for advancing deeper into the Klepothic paths? It could be. Clip off, man. You got to have a guide when it comes to that dark magic there. You don't have to. I mean, if you're going to dive into Klepothic paths, I highly suggest a guide or a mentor or something like that. You can reach out to them. They're in Poland. You can reach out to them to see if they might help you initiate. As a matter of fact, I think they do have coursework. You will have to contact them. So yeah, you got to do your homework on that one. I can't tell you. I can't advise you on that. Is Sufi and Javan intertwined? Not really. Two different. Javanese will be more like Indonesia. Sufi is more like Egypt, kind of. Is all of the the sun is coming out. Wow. All of the traditions are connected some kind of way. All right. I think I said that last live, didn't I? About how the cultures are interconnected. Because you'll see certain spirits in other traditions, even though they may. Yeah, I did say that. When I was talking about Tupi and the Palo, the Brazilian Palo primer. Remember I was talking about that and saying that those spirits are like the Palo spirits. They have different names. They're similar, not the same. Like Oshun is similar to Urzuli. They are not the same. Legba, similar to Alehua, not the same. The numbers are different. The colors are different. The offerings are slightly different. Okay. But even in Game of Thrones, they talk about magic. You know what I mean? Even though they are different, they're not intertwined, but you'll find cross connections. What were we talking about? Programming? We was talking about programming, right? All right. Check out what Bobby says in this. Did I pull it up? Didn't I? Oh my God, I didn't pull it up. Ah, shit. I don't think I pulled it up. All right. As Zelbaden. I got a backup. Check this out.
The revolution will have a sequel. The revolution will have a part 3. The revolution will be too large for TV, too large for the little screen. The revolution will be larger than life and larger than large and larger than larger than large. The revolution will not be televised, not be televised, not be televised. But the revolution will be on the big screen.
Monsters do have their place. In the zoo, in your nightmares, in the deep, in your favorite horror movies. But not in your living room, on your TV. Don't let pay TV be the monster in your living room. Pay TV and cable TV companies are seeking the right to charge you for the very programs you now get free. If you want to stop pay TV and save free television, sign the petition in the lobby of this theater. Let your lawmakers know how you feel in the fight against pay TV and cable TV.
My name is Azazel, and this particular tape is called Commercial Programs of the Illuminati. And this is an addendum to the Psychic Energy 911, which took place at the National Black Theater on September 11th. But this particular tape, I want to give you a lot of information, references, because some of the information, or most of the information that I gave you at that particular lecture is so far out and so unheard of, even though that it is all over the place. It's actually the best way to hide information is right in front of your face. So it's around us, but we don't read. You see, we don't read, we don't study, and basically, as I said at the lecture, everyone is programmed, whether generally programmed based with television and society itself, or specifically programmed, picked out, and used for a specific purpose. Now, I remember growing up in Harlem. I grew up in Harlem on 144th Street near Lenox Avenue, and there was a young blood named, was a younger crew. I was about 15. He was younger. You always have levels of who you hang out with back in Harlem in those days. But a brother named Darryl, who had another brother named Leon and two other brothers. He was very intelligent and very bright. And he, one day, just disappeared. So he was abducted. We know this takes place. I have a whole list that we're going to deal with of abductions, missing people, and we know that these people wind up on Montauk or various other places in Yelm, Washington, where they do these torture or mind control experiments. And I shouldn't say experiment, because basically a lot of the things they've been doing have been perfected it to a certain degree where it works to their ends. When I say experiment, I mean they're constantly coming up with new forms of mind control.
Constantly,
so
yeah.
Took place in at least 15 to 20 different countries during the period of 1930s up until the 1980s and still continues. And mind control and programming is so big now that private companies such as Walmart, such as Pathmark, all have their own programming techniques for people who come into their stores, for advertisement on the TV, which has absolutely nothing to do with the government. They have their own forms of mind control.
Ain't that deep? He said that a long time ago. At least, I want to say at least 20 years ago. Hey, Princess, how are you? Good to see you always. My daughter, y'all. Peace, Brother Moore. What's going on? Yeah, when he was on the live a couple years ago, he said it was the biggest den. He's been going in on mind control for years, and he spoke about Montauk. He's the first person I heard of talk about Montauk, and then Peter Moon, you know what I mean? And then bam, Stranger Things come out. All right. It's so embedded in everything, you know. So if you don't control your mind, someone else will do it for you. You got to watch what you watch on TV. How you wake up sets the tone for your day. Remember, like I said, I usually will listen to Bobby Hemmett in the morning, all right, or mantras, something like that. Anyone tell me? All right, give me a second, y'all. I thought I pulled it up, and I didn't. Let's see. It is. There's a Bobby video I wanted to show y'all. When he's talking about the moon. One second while it pulls up. All right. This is why the celebrities, they wear certain stuff. Okay. And like he said, Walmart. And I know Asian stores, they usually have like the color yellow in their stores. All right. Color yellow is associated with business. You know what I mean? So everything is about mind control these days. Everything. Okay. You really, really have to be careful. Started watching TV in 1961. Damn. Quit cable TV in 2015, along with prescription meds. Yeah, they do a job. The prescription meds, especially the ones that's supposedly for antidepressant, you got natural shit for that. You got dopamine, you got St. John's wort. Okay. Both of them will work. Matter of fact, the last time I was in corporate America, one of the agents who was under me, I gave her the rest of my St. John's wort. She was suffering from bipolar depression, just angry all the time. You know what I mean? So, and if you watch these, there's still reels that come out. Like when I'm scrolling Facebook, I saw a reel about that prisoner who got beat to death. You know what I mean? He got beat to death by those correctional officers a couple years ago. And it was such a vicious, cowardly attack because this man was like hogtied. Okay. And these about 6-7 cops beating on him and kicking him in the nuts and just savage. You see this savage nature here. Yeah, I said this savage nature. Because you can't explain this to me any other way. Like this man can't defend us. So he could at least made it a fair fight or something. No, that's always been their way. Always. And if you watch Game of Thrones, they show you, you know, certain things they show you about slavery and about their mindsets when it comes to torture. I've always been fascinated with that time period, the medieval times. All right. Again, know what you're looking at, though, so it won't piss you off. The natural meds is Dopa Mucuna, DOPA space MUCUNA, and St. John's wort. It's another one. Okay. You don't need the stuff that they try to prescribe because the side effects will fuck you up. Okay. You try kratom. It's a natural plant from Indonesia. I was talking about Indonesia earlier. You know, but check this out. What Bobby says here.
It's real. It's like that lunar landing in 1969. That was fake. And they give you Diamonds Off Forever, the movie with James Bond, and they show faking the lunar landing on the movie when they bring it to another soundstage site and they end up faking the lunar landing. Then they give you the movie, Capricorn 1 changing to Mars. You know what I'm saying? And you believe it's a lunar landing. I want to ask you this question. This is funny here. Y'all bear with me. You know, I know y'all can take a few curse words. You done sent your fucking children to fight for this cracker, and you didn't even blow the building. So don't be asking me nothing about how the fuck I'm cursing. That's how I'm acting, man. You done sent a million people over there to fight for this cracker, a fucking red there. And you don't even make blink an eye. Same tone. Shit can't do it. But I curse a little bit. That's wrong. So you ready? He got backwards. You see the programming? Because you never get off the child level. Primitive children. Pathological grown-up children at large. Not you.
Bobby's always funny.
Now, where did you me about wrong? Here is this is a circle. They got a picture. When you see these people bouncing around on the moon. They show you bouncing around on the moon and you can see the curve of the moon. Now I live in Mullen, South Carolina. I used to when I grew up years ago. Mullen, South Carolina, population 6,000. Little small piece of land, and I ain't never seen the curve of Mullins. So how the hell you gonna see a big ass curve on the moon if you standing on the moon? Y'all get ready to come up on the moon. They show him bouncing around on the moon, and you can see him trying to around the moon. That means the moon can't be no bigger than somebody's room. You go outside, you can stay on this earth for the rest of your life. You ain't gonna never see no curve on no earth.
Never, ever will you see that. Shout out to Bobby, the master teacher. Have y'all ever seen pictures of the contraption? Let me put it that way. Space is not a space shuttle. The contraption that they said traveled, and they say the moon is 237,000 miles away. They say that the moon is that far away and that they travel to it in this bullshit right here. Let me show you the bullshit they said traveled 237,000 miles. This is it right here. Y'all see that shit? It looked like, what does that look like to y'all? Look at that. They said that this piece of shit right here traveled 237,000 miles away from Earth. Know what else was fake about it? Like Bobby said, right. Exactly. I can make that shit. Hold on, wait. The folks are getting coin flipped by the alphabets in the protest. When copper tone people remove themselves from their game, it looks like the karmic debt burden owed shifts back to them. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Bobby. You know what I mean? Not only that, not only was people believing that shit, here is another picture from that time period. Can anyone tell me what's wrong with this picture here? Here is Nixon. He was the president at the time, Richard Nixon, Tricky Dick, what they call it. He's actually calling 237,000 miles away. See that picture right there? Rare glimpse of Nixon phone call to the moon, courtesy of NASA. What's wrong with that picture? I heard it was filmed in Arizona. That's exactly where it was filmed. Anybody know what was wrong with that picture that I just showed y'all? I'm going to tell you. If you haven't figured it out yet, Nixon is on a fucking landline phone. People believe this shit. To this day, there are still people who believe this. Some of the stuff be right in front of our faces. Exactly. There are still people who believe that we went to the moon. What if I tell you the moon is no further than 3,000 miles away? What if I told you that? What if I told you that the sun is no more than 3,000 miles away and is actually inside a firmament? What if I told you that? Your Bible says it. Okay. The people who came before us, the ancient peoples, they all believe this as well. All right. Just like they believe people that are past the wall, that's in the Antarctica, which they show you in one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. All right. And they show you in Games of Thrones. Okay. Everything you've been told has been a lie. There you go. Isaac, thank you. You're not getting outside the Van Allen belt without having a certain frequency or vibration. Prison planet. Frozen light lock around the earth. Ding, 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 ding. Thank you. Thank you, Isaac. I appreciate that. Exactly. Most people do not know this. They have pictures of what the ancient peoples believed about the earth and the sun and the moon. I'm going to go with the best depiction. This is what the ancient peoples thought. All right, this is the best one I can see right now. This is what the ancient people thought of the earth, sun, and moon. Right here. This is what they thought. Here's the firmament. There's waters above. Again, this is in your Bible. There's the sun and the moon. They don't rise and fall. They go in a circular motion. All right. There's waters below us as well. And there's shoal. And they got pillars of the earth. What do they call those things? What do they call those things? You can hold it in your hand. They sell them around Christmas time. It's in a ball. What do they call those things that you kind of shake up to see snow or whatever? That's based on how Earth is. All right. If you were paying attention when Ani was on, one of the last times he was on, I was saying to him that I was in a vivid astral travel and I was flying and I was trying to go as far as I could and something was pulling me back. All right. I was afraid, and I'm not afraid of anything. I was afraid to look back around, to turn around and see what was holding me back. All right. But it was something that was pulling me back. It was a great force. Okay. As close as California from that's about, no. Huh. What's the distance on that? I don't know off the top of my head what the distance that is. But that is a conversation for another time. Right. A landline. He called 237,000 miles away on a landline. It was brought here. I have not seen AK the Moon, not by others, but through my spiritual radio. My channel. Oh, I can't wait till you get a channel. I will be the first to sign up and subscribe. Only way out is going within. Thank ya. Exactly. Prison Planet. Snow globe. That's it. That's where snow globe, that's where it comes from. What the Earth actually is. It would surprise you about what they've lied about space. This was surprise. It doesn't take a whole lot of digging to find this information out. This information is all over. And there are people who are out here teaching this information. All you have to do is look, but we don't read. So it is what it is. Snow globe. Yes, thank you. Them things brought it here. They show a good description of them on the movie The Great Wall. Isn't that Mark Wahlberg? Didn't he make that movie? Not make it, but isn't he in that movie, The Great Wall? As above, so below, as within, so without. Don't get doomed inside the dome. Thank you. Thank you, Isaac. You coming with it today. I appreciate that. I love the assist. Thank you. You late? Yeah, pretty much. Yes, I agree. Cosmic chaos. Yes. Like I said, people don't take the time to find this stuff out. People still believe that there's an outer space. Ancient people believe there were waters above, waters below. All right. They believe there are other land masses beyond the ice wall. Okay. The Game of Thrones shows you this. All right. Admiral Byrd told you this. Okay. There's a book, Worlds Beyond the Poles, that tells you all of this. Okay. When Stanley Kubrick made The Shining, he gave so many clues. He gave so many clues about the moon landing without actually saying it. One of those clues was on Danny's shirt, the little boy. It was on his shirt. Yeah, it's from a Stanley Kubrick. You're absolutely right, Nikki. Yeah. Yes. Godzilla versus Kong. And that's what made me watch it, because somebody said it was a soft disclosure of the inner Earth. Okay. Pirates of the Caribbean shows you it's at World's End, Antarctica, as they going through Antarctica. You know what I mean? There's so many soft disclosures. The revelation of the method, they have to tell you these things. They have to tell you. Okay? Universal law. We've been under quarantine ever since they came. Indeed. Yes, indeed. But this is how they got people to just be subservient fucking slaves, eat shit, work, and die. You know what I mean? And nobody actually wants to read or research or cross-reference. No way I could type my info in these chats, so I sit back and listen. Yes, the Game of Thrones showed the other side of right. They sure did. It did. That's why I'm like, all of this is a Game of Thrones, because it took me forever to get to it, because everybody was watching it when it first came out. I finally got to it last year, and I'm on my rewatch now, and I'm catching even more stuff now, like the tree spirits who created the White Walkers because men were coming. I thought that was so fucking interesting that the tree spirits in their manifestations created those White Walkers, and that backfired on them. You know what I mean? Greenland, yes, interesting movie, very interesting. They telling us Greenland 2, exactly. Oh, that's it for me today, y'all. Great conversation, great interaction. I always appreciate y'all. I don't think the program is ever going to go anywhere. And like I'm always saying, there's not enough people who's actually speaking about it. So, yeah, people still going to continue to be programmed. They're still going to worship these celebrities. They're still going to watch these movies and think it's all entertainment. So only if you're on a certain vibration, all of y'all, will you actually understand in it what I'm talking about. Azazel Bay put all of this shit in his comic books. He put all of it in there. 30 years of research, 30 years of information about other worlds and other beings. And don't forget that Telegram, what'd you call it? Channel. That Telegram channel called Azazel News. Man, the shit that's on that, crazy. Anyway, that's it for today, y'all. I'll see y'all Friday. Thanks for joining me. It's always a pleasure. I am the one, the only. There's only one, the mystical, magical, and the hilarious, and the diabolical Magick La Croix. See y'all next time as I greet y'all in peace as always. Namaste. Peace, y'all. I'm out.